In 1 second. Come on over, Bobby. Join the rally crowd. My name is Eleana Schlossberg, and I'm the Executive Director for the Coalition to Protect Prince William County. But really, I'm just one of these people who got really angry because an Amazon Web Services campus triggered a transmission line. And I sat at my kitchen table in 2014 and I said, not here, not now, not my property, not my pocketbook. And we are here today still fighting that same onslaught. The world is watching. The world is watching what is happening in Western Prince William and Virginia. They are watching these supervisors, who I understand, apparently, want to defer this vote because that is what the applicants have asked for. I'm going to tell you right now, no. We are sick and tired of having to show up here and fight for our quality of life, to protect our grid, to protect our property. This needs to end today. We started the most peaceful revolution ever. We have beat back the wealthiest, most moneyed, most influential industry in the world. And do you know how we did it? How do we do it? Showing up. We did it by knowing zoning. How boring. We did it by knowing the process. We did it because we used the ballot box to remove elected leaders who weren't working on our behalf. And guess what else we did? Mr. Haddow, what else did we do? We used
the legal system.
That's right. The legal system and the rule of law.
We did it the old-fashioned way.
Yes. We are not going to have just defeated the digital gateway after 3 years of blood, sweat, and many tears to do it all over again. We are not doing this dog and pony show.
Yes.
We believe the supervisors have an opportunity to show Prince William, Virginia, and the world they can get it right this time. Did anybody notice the diesel generators running over the weekend because of this heat wave? Because of the stress they're creating on our grid? So here's the choice. We breathe in those dirty, diesel, nasty, carcinogenic particulates, or we have our power. This must end. In closing thoughts, we just celebrated 250 years. And I just want to tell you, democracy has never been more alive. What we are doing here today is proving America and this system is the greatest in the world because we have fought off the wealthiest industry. QTS, tail between their legs. Compass, tail between their legs. Supervisors, gone. Now we have a new board, and we are demanding something different. So, my first speaker, I would like to introduce Congressman Subramanyam, who has been on our side and fighting for us. And this issue is now at a congressional level, and please come to the microphone.
Thank you all so much for being here today, for using your voice and speaking out. I just have 3 words for you. Just say no. Say no to higher utility bills. Say no to pressure on our grid. Say no to ruining our kids' future and permanently changing the character of our community. We can do better than this. If our schools need money, we can do better than this. If our community needs help, we can do better than this. But this is not the answer. This is permanent and will permanently damage our community. So that's why we are here. I see kids, I see grandparents, I see parents here today. I see people of all walks of life. I see both parties here today. And it's for one reason. Just say no. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Do we want data centers here?
No.
I will continue to fight for you in Congress. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Congressman. Before I forget, I just want to ask, is anybody here a foreign national spy fighting data centers? Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure that you're all just proud Americans. My next speaker is Delegate Thomas, because Senator Roem is not here yet. She's on her way, but Delegate Thomas, please, come to the mic.
The Marines will get the job done. It's okay. How we all doing, Prince William? I'm Delegate Josh Thomas. I represent the area of the former Prince Digital Gateway and the current area that we are here for today. And I have to tell you, I just have to echo the Congressman's words that this is now a federal level issue. It used to be just local, and then it became a state level issue. We kept submitting at the state level bill after bill after bill to expand something that every community just wants, which is more transparency. Because I have the Village Place Technology Park in my district, where a group of homeowners who were there first were told a grocery store might be going in next door. But you know what happened? Because of something called a data center overlay, an industrial building went in right next to them. And I have a constituent who I've met several times, and her back deck is within a baseball throw distance of hitting an 80-foot data center. Are we willing to accept that in our community? No! I say again, are we willing to accept that kind of development in our community? No! That's why we have passed so many transparency bills, and will continue to work on transparency bills at the state level to make sure that local governments are accountable to you. Because that's what today is really about. Today is about having to tell your community that you want to change an area to become an industrial area, to put industrial buildings for industrial uses. Are we willing to accept industrial areas in our nature, in our backyards? No! So I will echo the Congressman one more time because he put it perfectly. Just say no. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate Thomas. Our next speaker is Ashley Studholme. She's amazing. She's the Executive Director for the Prince William Conservation Alliance. And if you want to talk about how this is not sustainable and Prince William County is taking us in the opposite direction, just listen to what Ashley has to say.
Thank you, Eleana. Good afternoon. And again, my name is Ashley Studholme. I'm the Executive Director with the Prince William Conservation Alliance. Last week, we celebrated a really important victory. The threat of the Prince William Digital Gateway has been stopped. This victory belongs to this community. It belongs to every resident who wrote a letter, called their representative, spoke into a microphone at a public meeting, and kept the pressure on and never gave up. This community, this is a community that stands up and persists despite the odds.
Yes!
But as we celebrated, another proposal was already looming over us. Dulles South Innovation, 2 times the size of the Prince William Digital Gateway. Today we're here to say enough is enough. We're asking the Board of Supervisors to deny the initiation, not because we oppose technology, but because we believe progress should strengthen our communities, not sacrifice them. We're here in Prince William County, whether you live on the eastern end and receive your drinking water from the Occoquan Reservoir, or you live on the western end and rely on a private well, both sources rely on one watershed. Forests, farms, wetlands, and open spaces are not empty land waiting to be paved over. They are our natural infrastructure that filters our water, recharges our groundwater, and sustains the streams and rivers that every one of us depend on. When we replace thousands of acres of watershed with pavement, concrete, and industrial development, we are placing an increasingly fragile system under greater stress. There are limits to what the watershed can absorb while continuing to provide clean, reliable drinking water. And we do not know how to restore it once its natural functions have been lost. Rather than testing these limits, let's ask ourselves, how can we develop and build community and protect these critical resources? Prince William County has already made significant concessions to accommodate data center growth. This proposal before the board asks them to move the line once more. To the board, we're here to say, hold the line. Hold the line. Stand up for a sustainable vision of Prince William County's future. So much time, effort, and money has gone into all these plans. We have strategic plans, we have comprehensive plans, we have sustainability master plans, we have a purchase of development rights program. This proposal undermines them all. And to the data center industry, we're here to say innovation should not come at the expense of clean, reliable water, healthy communities, and the natural systems that sustains us. You have the talent, the resources, and the ingenuity to do better. We expect better. And everyone standing here today, I am honored to stand with you here yet again. We have won before because we have stood together, and we will keep doing so until Prince William County chooses a future that values people, protects our environment, and leaves something worth passing on to the future generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Sir, this is our press conference. Thank you. Right now, we know Danica, Senator Roem, is circling the parking lot, but until then, I would love to introduce Vicky Hu, who is going to lose half of her property due to a data center transmission line. You want to talk about loss of your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Your rights to your property are paramount to the American dream. Vicky, first of all, I want you to know that we have great empathy for you, and I would love for you to tell your story, so please.
Hi, my name is Vicky Hu. You probably heard my story. The ACC just had a final order last week for my house, my community, and the school on the silver platter to Dominion. And everybody know this high voltage power line is not for residents. This high voltage power line is for data center because residential don't need 500 kV line. Shopping mall don't need 500 kV line. Only data center need 500 kV line. And the ACC tried to say this is for public use, but we haven't finished in the 2028. Why? Because the data center need power by 2028. So we need to stop. We need to tell SEC what the decision was wrong, because we are not a pawn for them to play against the school board saying, let's poison our kids with the radiation. Let's put a power pole in the residence so they can make $1 million more money. We need to tell the governor, when she says she wants to make Virginia affordable again, please let us stay home in our own house, not give it to data center what they want. And the governor, I would like to invite you to Loudoun Valley Estate. Come to Long Ridge High School to see what disgusting proposal they have to make it. They try to kill our kids and our community. I think you can find my number. I'll be welcome you to call me. You need to come with 10. Thank you.
So, Danica, Senator Roem is here, and I would love to introduce my favorite state senator, who also represents me and the area where not only the digital gateway was, but where this newest application, which is double the amount of density of the digital gateway. Senator Roem, welcome.
Today is a great day to defeat the initiation of the South Innovation Data Center CPA. It is time to get rid of it, and to get rid of it now. We do not need another 5 years of division and acrimony because because of another world's largest data center proposal. I'm looking at people in this crowd who were in the fight on this. I'm looking at people right now who stood up all the way back in 2021. I was writing an op-ed about it back then. I was fighting about this stuff before it was cool. And boy, is it popular now, friends, isn't it? Isn't it so interesting to see how it's happening? Why has that happened? Why do we have a groundswell, not only here in the Commonwealth, but across the country and now around the world? It's because of what you did here in Prince William County. We have been heard around the world at this point. Now, as someone who's been elected 4 times, name's been on ballot on all 5 on primary and 4 general elections, I like to think that I come from the Democratic wing of the Democratic Party, where we care about the environment, where multi-trillion-dollar individual corporations shouldn't have sway over whether we destroy and clear-cut what's left of our woods so that trillionaires can become more trillionaires. That's gotta stop. This year, last year, the year before that, I put in budget amendments to end the data center sales tax exemption, because under no circumstances is it fair for you to have to be paying a sales tax in your everyday individual lives, while the richest corporations we have ever seen get to have an exemption worth billions of dollars. Because when your company is worth billions up to trillions of dollars, apparently you need just a little bit more. And then I find it interesting when I get criticized saying, oh, I guess you don't care about education spending then, because look at what the data centers have done for that. Okay, let's break down this right now. Number one, isn't it interesting that we had some of the data centers in Western Prince William County get approved and then turn around and sue Prince William County over the property tax assessments? But I thought it was about the tax revenue. What happened in the city of Manassas when they approved the data center application, and then after that they found out, oh, by the way, one of the tenants is the bank. The bank is now exempt from having to pay that C&P tax, which means you're going to have a 7-digit hole in your budget that you did not prepare for. It was only because of Commissioner of Revenue Tim DeMary that people were able to hold off on that in the first place from actually allocating money before it was there. These are things that they do all the time. And then here's the big one we always hear, the jobs. Hey, how about the jobs that are going to come from this? Tell that to the employees of the Merrifield Garden Center over in Spangsville. Did their jobs just not matter as much as a data center job? Last time I checked, our community is supposed to be based on community. It's supposed to be what brings us together. And when we see AI data centers, which is what this whole rush is for right now, coming into town, and we're being told, oh, you don't care about public education if you oppose these. Do we need more AI and more screen time in our classrooms? For everything else? Do we need more? I'll put it this way. Do we need, if you open your Gmail, do you need AI to summarize your 4-sentence email into 3 sentences? No! I get it again. These are wants, and these are wants being projected onto a populace from people who stand to make a whole lot of money from them. This is not needs. What we do need are the woods. What we do need is wildlife. What we do need are lower utility bills. What we do need is clean drinking water. What we don't need are more 150-foot high transmission lines cutting through our communities. Some of us get told we are supposed to stay in our lane. I'll wrap up. We get told we're supposed to stay in our lane, whatever. This is a state issue. Data centers are never just a local land use issue. Transmission lines that go to them go in front of the State Corporation Commission. When they're trying to set up next to Conley Robinson Memorial State Forest, that's a state property in and of itself. And all of these environmental issues go in front of the Department of Environmental Quality for Regulation. Those are state issues. We care about this because this is our community. We believe in our community, and we believe in a Prince William County where you get to coexist with the nature around you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Danica. Our next speaker is Patrick Harders. small business owner, lives near not only the digital gateway, now gone forever, but this other more monstrosity that is being proposed. And I'd like to introduce Patrick Carters.
Thank you. I want to say, first and foremost, how proud I am to be part of this community. So, fun neighbors and friends, you did the impossible. Back in 2021 of July, when the first proposed study was lifted by Pete Canlin, and we began that process, we began our fight. And everybody said it was impossible. We're taking on big government, federal government, state government, the largest corporations in the world, Blackstone, the rest of them. Power and money speak. But in America, people have the power. And you, just last week, at the end of the week, were victorious in defeating the digital gateway. And said you couldn't do it, you said it was impossible, and here we are. Everybody said it was David versus Goliath, and it truly was. And the question I get asked is, how did you do it? We did it by Republicans, Democrats, independents, the youth, the elderly, business owners, housewives. Everybody came together as a community. You looked out for each other's interests. You took care of each other. You looked out as neighbors. And we need more of that. This message today is the blueprint for everybody around America that is fighting data centers. This is how it's done. This is how Prince William County heals. It's how the Commonwealth heals. Ultimately, it's how America will heal, by the people coming together to stop being divided and to work in each other's interest for the best of the community. So, in the story of David and Goliath, David did something very interesting. He bent down and he picked up 5 stones. He was a small man, couldn't even wear Saul's armor, picked up 5 stones. And the commentary is, why did he pick up 5? He just needed 1. And I love one theologian said, because there could have been brothers. Our data center, the digital gateway, has an obnoxiously huge big brother. 44 million square feet in a more isolated spot without any infrastructure, just a power line and a substation that are already spoken for. This is a horrendously bad deal brought forth by ex-politicians, not developers. We need to take this out. We need to send a message, and it is only in Prince William County that we will make history today by not defeating the largest data center in the world, but defeating the 2 largest data centers in the world in 1 week. So today, continue to be the smiling warriors that you are. Speak truth to power. Let's let our voices be heard. The American people will not be shut down. Our voices will be heard today, and we will get a no vote today.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Now, our final speaker, before we do something unusual after our speakers before questions, I would love to introduce Martin Jeter, who is the chair and president of Mid-County Civic Association, and also on the Sustainability Commission. It is so important to remember that people who are advocating for this project, they will get a benefit. But the harm that these projects cause, not only to their neighbors, not only to the region, not only to the state of Virginia because of the power demand, it is also an issue for the entire Mid-Atlantic region through PJM. Our grid is under so much stress, we are at risk of blackouts. Something is very broken, and it's time to stop this madness. Martin?
Thanks, Lanny. You pretty much covered it, so good night. I spent about 21 years now with the Mid-County Civic Association, 3 or 4 years with the Sustainability Commission, and I had a 40-year career in mobile source air quality before that. But I don't need any of that background to know that this is a bad deal. What we have here, when you talk about greenhouse gas, which the Sustainability Commission is tasked with helping the county to achieve its greenhouse gas goals under the CESOP, the Community Energy and Sustainability Master Plan. Well, if this project were to be approved, we have virtually no chance of achieving those goals. Even if this project's not approved, it's going to be a tough road to hoe to achieve those goals. This project puts it pretty much out of the realm of realistic. And it also makes this, instead of reducing our greenhouse gas goal, we would pretty much go through the roof on greenhouse gas. So we have the greenhouse gas from the electricity for this. We have the greenhouse gas from the generators and also the human health aspects of the PM 2.5 particulates for the diesel generators. And we also have the possibility of gas turbine generators. And we're looking at thousands of them for this one project, thousands of these generators. So it doesn't take a lot of background. It doesn't take a lot of information for anyone to understand that this is not a good idea. We have the noise impacts from all these generators and the cooling equipment for this. We have the fact that from a land use perspective, the vehicle trips per day, 42,000 vehicle trips per day is what the plan is saying that they'll generate. And that is also a greenhouse gas issue, and we're introducing those trips in a rural area. And as far as land use goes, even Prince William County staff is saying, do not do this. It's not a good idea. So in evaluate, they very seldom don't recommend initiation of a CPA, because initiation of a CPA is what the board will vote on today, and that's just saying we want to study. So we hear a lot that, oh, this is just an initiation, and we're just going to study it, and we're not approving anything today. But the reality is, in Prince William County, the history is over 90% of CPAs, once initiated, go on to be approved. So if the board votes to initiate it today, you can figure there's a 90% chance or more that it's going to go through. So this is, there you go.
Prince William County says vote no.
Yeah. So that's another reason to nip this in the bud. We know we can do this because other localities have done it. We know we're a Dillon state, but even though we're a Dillon state, other localities have turned down data center applications. Front Royal has even put a moratorium on data centers completely. So we know we can do this. We know that the only thing that would prevent us from doing this is a lack of basically guts on the part of the board. This is a big industry. It's a powerful industry. We have to urge our elected representatives to find the intestinal fortitude to say, no, we're done with these. This is too big, too much. It's in the wrong place, and we need to start a new plan.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Martin. We're going to do something different right now. First of all, I want to introduce Liam Burke. Liam Burke was a plaintiff in the Digital Gateway application lawsuit. He is also near this application. The harm that is being felt to individual communities has got to stop. To individual people who have invested their future in where they live. So now, what I'd like to do, because I have talked a lot about the impacts beyond just, when you rezone land, it's not just these people get to move out, they get their check and they leave. The impacts happen right next door. And not just next door, but all around. So I want to know, if there are people in the audience who are fighting a project because of a data center, come forward.
My name is Dr. Michael Slater, and I'll give you one guess where I live. I am from Four Seasons, and right now we are under the threat of 2 SUP applications that will put 2 projects within 150 feet of our home. Each project contains 3 massive data centers and a substation. That makes 6 data center buildings, 2 substations within 150 feet of people's homes. But you know, it doesn't matter if it's Four Seasons or Dallas South or wherever it is in this county, we are one county. We are one people. We are one voice. And that voice says enough is enough. We have enough data centers to fuel the whole world. What do you want more for? Let's stop it now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes, and you were also in Four Seasons. Okay, so I want to make sure that we get other, thank you so much. So I think it's very important. We have someone here from Spotsylvania.
Hi, my name is Cindy Stotts, and I represent State Board Spotsy. We are a new grassroots organization of neighbors that are advocating for limiting the number of data centers in Spotsylvania County. We currently have 8 approved, and we have 10 more coming, potentially. We believe that the residents of Spotsylvania County should decide if they want more data centers in our county, and we believe that our elected officials should be listening to their constituents. These decisions that our Board of Supervisors and Planning Commissioners are making affect generations to come, and we need to protect our communities, our environment. We believe that if Spotsylvania County is going to have these data centers, which we have 8, we should be the leader in standards for safe, responsible builds that utilize the most up-to-date technology and safety equipment that guarantees the protection of our residents and our environment.
Thank you very much. It's important to understand somebody was supposed to come today who is under threat of the Valley Link. Who here has heard of the Valley Link transmission line? 765, 200-foot easement. People are losing their homes, they're losing their small businesses, and that's because of energy demand here. Does that sound fair? No! And yet this project would do just that. It would trigger more transmission lines like that. How many people are supposed to suffer because of greed? Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Mindy.
Hi, I'm Mindy. I'm from the Brentsville District. I'm the co-founder of the Save Framework Coalition. A nonpartisan group of almost 800 residents fighting multiple infrastructure projects surrounding and running through our neighborhood on the way to power data centers. Our community is facing multiple high-voltage transmission lines, the Nokesville to Bristow transmission line, the Wishing Star wreck and rebuild, and now a new one just announced last week, a 230 kV line, Wheeler to Gainesville, and a massive gas-insulated substation next to our homes and our schools. Essentially, we're being used as an extension cord to power the 193 approved data centers within a 5-mile radius of our neighborhood. Every data center added impacts all the other areas in the county and other counties, as we're hearing. It's not just the district they're being built. So where does this end? The residents of Virginia have had enough.
I would love to welcome Kathleen.
Hey, I'm Kathleen Flory and I live in Nokesville. Oh, sorry, I'm Kathleen Flory and I live in Nokesville, have for 31 years. And we are fighting the transmission line all over Nokesville. So what I would say is the choice for this committee is simple. Listen to the money that wants to profit off these data centers or do your job. Listen to the citizens here today and reject this and every other proposed data center. We are watching, and we won't allow these decisions to be made in the dark behind our back. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I believe that is all our speakers for right now, and I would love for anybody, the reporters, to ask anybody any questions. The speakers that just spoke, the congressman, the senator, the delegate, whoever.
So the question regarding about whether they're basically exempt from BCEA standards, first thing I want to do, I want to give you an answer on that that's more direct. Let me double check on it before I get something wrong with it. What I can say is that the existing problems that we're having with meeting the targets for, by the way, these are not optional for the BCA. This is the Virginia Clean Economy Act, for those who don't know. We are going to be out of our ability to meet those uniquely because of the data center industry, regardless of whether they're building on-site, power generation at this point, or any new ones that come on board. And the reason for that, look at every transmission line over and over and over again that's powering these things. And then the next problem that you're going to have on top of that are the generators that they have on site, where they fought with me this year over basically making sure that they were retrofitting these dirtier tier 2 generators into tier 4s, which causes another environmental problem where we saw photos of what happened when the power went out in Loudoun County and this plume of smoke started coming up over Route 28 over in Loudoun when the generators kicked on. That is another problem in and of itself. But as far as the Virginia Clean Economy Act goes, if it was not for the data center AI specific growth that we've seen in the last 5 years since we passed the BCEA in 2020 in the first place, Virginia would highly likely be on its way to meeting every one of our clean energy targets. This is a uniquely data center driven problem that we are having, and we have got to get this under control before it's too late.
Well, that is part of the answer to your question is if you look at the JLARC report, I know everyone here has, but for the folks watching at home, if you just look at the JLARC report, that famous chart that shows you what unconstrained load looks like, whether it's BCA or not BCA, there's no way to meet it with this current demand for the data centers.
Well said.
I have a question for Senator Roem. So he's talked to state corporations. They have pretty significant transportation plans, even in light of the transmission. Some of the speakers that took some of them value non-different still wants to build that. But you often improve. So you certainly think that you have a second to give residency or a voice.
So the question was, is there anything more the General Assembly can do to give residents more voice in front of the State Corporation Commission when they're dealing with transmission lines? The answer is yes. For example, in 2020, we passed my bill, HB 1030, to ban above-ground transmission lines along the I-66 corridor for the rest of this decade, specifically to tell the Board of County Supervisors to stop putting data centers between Gainesville and Haymarket, not to mention the rest of Western Prince William, and as far as I'm concerned, at this point, Prince William County at all. So that's the first thing is, yes, there are absolutely specific actions we can take. We pass bills directing the State Corporation Commission to do X, Y, or Z all the time. So yes, we could. It's how do you get to 21 in the Senate, 51 in the House, and the governor to sign things. We are getting there. And I can tell you that Delegate Thomas and I are going to continue focusing on issues like this to make sure that community members not only are heard, but they're actually listened to.
You got to know about that. You got another one, Nick? That's a good question. I'm not familiar with those. That's great.
I want to add, what's really important in the way to stop all of this is make the data centers pay for their infrastructure. The data centers you will hear say, we pay our electricity bills. So, do you pay your electricity bills? Do you camera people and reporters pay your electricity bills? I do. I don't get a trophy for it. But you know what I am not doing? I am not triggering massive transmission line infrastructure. I am not triggering gas plants. I am not triggering 10,000 diesel generators in Northern Virginia. And this project alone would need about 6,000.
A little bit off topic, slightly. Facing drought conditions, a lot of concerns about water usage broadly, specifically. What would you like to see happen if the governor's discussing whether or not to start getting that drought emergency? If they put water use restrictions on what's supposed to drink water in Virginia, what should be expected of the data center industry in conditions?
So the first thing about water consumption in the data center industry, what happens if there's emergency declaration? A couple weeks ago, one of my relatives sent me an email, and it came from Arlington County, and they said, hey, we're entering into a drought. Here are things to do to lower your water consumption. And I looked at this, and then I read news stories later that say data centers, we're not exempt. We have to do this as well. The amount of water a data center can consume wipes out the conservation stuff that each of us does when we take personal responsibility for what can we do to make sure that, we're lowering the amount of water that we're using, right? And that's the problem. When you have a facility of this size that's being proposed, when we have a drought, and all of us step up to do our part, and we do so between no complaint and various levels of complaint, but we do so, right? We try to do our part. And then they come in and consume massive amounts of energy that we have never seen before, massive amounts of energy. And massive amounts of water, what happens then? They'll say, oh, well, if it's a closed circuit system, see, if it's a closed loop system, then it will be said, that still requires water extraction in the first place. When the data centers are being told, okay, you get to take millions of gallons from our waterways, from water sources in the first place, why do you think we then have so many of these problems? Why is the aquifer on the eastern end of Virginia right now having the problems that it's having? It's yes to a point. It deals with all of us on our individual level to do our best. And these multi-trillion-dollar corporations getting contracts that allow them to extract a massive amount of water that none of us use. That's the problem. We do our part, and they've got to go above and beyond, but they're not, which means statewide moratorium on the data center industry.
I want to add to that because on top of the water use, Fairfax Water, who manages the Occoquan Reservoir, they were concerned when the Prince William Digital Gateway and the comprehensive plan and all of this was happening back in 2021. They wrote a letter. They weren't concerned about the data center water use. They were concerned about how their development would change how the watershed functions to be able to provide drinking water. So water use is important, but when you're talking about drought, it's also how the whole system functions. And so when we build, millions of square feet of data center, that is diminishing our system's ability to replenish, and that's as important as the water use. Oh.
Yeah, the tax rate is a very large issue for us. Like Nick said, it is $1.25 in Spotsy, which really what benefit are we getting at $1.25 in exchange for our natural resources, our land, things like that. We have in my community a 633-acre, 2.2 million square foot data center proposal. It is currently going through a special use permit process. And we have another proposal, pre-application for a 7 million square foot data center just down the street. So again, we are quite concerned with the number that we have currently approved at 8, and these other 10 that are coming and seem to just be getting bigger and bigger. And these tax rate of $1.25, really, what are we getting from this? I don't understand. And I think that's the question for our Board of Supervisors.
Sorry. I was telling people, you may want to go sign up to speak. So I think let's wrap this up. I want to thank, a lot of people have gone inside to sign up. I think you can see that not only is Prince William County energized, but so is the region and the state. And so I want to thank everybody for coming and drop out.